On the 10th of February 1949, the judgment was there. Nathuram Godse, Narayan Apte were hanged. Madanlal Pava, Vishnu Karkare, and myself were sentenced to life.
Today, the Hindu Mahasabha, the great Hindu assembly that Nehru banned, has a new foothold on the streets of Delhi. At the entrance to their headquarters in the heart of the capital, there is a bust of Savarkar, the party ideologist at the time of Gandhi's assassination by Nathuram Godse.
Nathuram Godse himself said that I have murdered Gandhi. Take me for arrest. There is no question. Nathuram Godse belonged to Hindu Mahasabha, no doubt, but Hindu Mahasabha was not belonged to Gandhi murder. This is the decision of High Court. Hindu Mahasabha has no part in the murder of Gandhi.
There was a very close link between the leader of the Hindu Mahasabha and the assassin, the main assassin and the main organizer of the conspiracy of the Mahatma. And Nathuram Godse had been a close associate of Savarkar for at least a decade before the assassination. And this man Savarkar was directly involved, not just ideologically or inspiring, but directly involved in the conspiracy to murder Mahatma Gandhi.
One thing is on record. Savarkar was photographed surrounded by the entire assassination group.
Gandhi lui-même, après ce premier attentat,
Gandhi, after the first murder attempt, had said that maybe they were justified.
peut-être a-t-il raison. Peut-être
Maybe I count for too much in the new independent India.
dans cette Inde indépendante. On est dans une situation
It was the kind of situation which resembled a Greek tragedy,
où la victime et
in which the
l'assassin
victim
sont
and his assassin
connivents.
find themselves in a kind of connivance. Gandhi was in the depths of despair. His ideas had not worked out. The violence between Hindus and Muslims had continued in spite of him, and the partition had taken place despite him.
Donc, il est de trop.
It was too much. He hadn't served the cause to which he was committed, and in this new India, cut in two, what part was there for him to play?
Peut-il vraiment servir?
For Nehru, the Prime Minister of the new India, the priority was to raise the country from its extreme poverty. Everything had to be reconstructed. For him, according to socialist principles. There were massive public works to accomplish, heavy industry to build.
After independence, Nehru went all out for the modernization of India, the economic modernization, in developing large-scale industries, in building large dams, which he described as the new temples to India, which would replace the older temples. It's difficult to know how Gandhi would have responded to this had he been alive after 1948. And it's likely that Gandhi and Nehru would have come into some conflict over this, because Nehru didn't really put very much into trying to maintain the Gandhian economic program.
But Nehru stayed faithful to Gandhi's democratic ideals. In 1952, he organized the biggest national election in the world. It was a triumph for the Congress Party and for Nehru. Thereafter, he won each election until his death in 1964. And always present, always at his side as his valuable counsellor, was his only daughter, Indira. She had married a Bombay lawyer, Ferozi Gandhi, who, although bearing the same name, had no family links with the Mahatma. Indira Gandhi would have two sons. They would spend most of their time with Nehru. At the same table, the grandfather, the daughter and the grandson, Rajiv. All three would be Prime Ministers of India, 3 generations of the Nehru-Gandhi dynasty.
That I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India.
Shortly after the death of her father, Indira would be named Prime Minister.
I discharge my duty as the Prime Minister for the Union.
In 1984, she would be shot dead by Sikh extremists. As Hindu tradition prescribes, it was her eldest son, Rajiv, who lit her funeral pyre. In response to public emotion, there was only one choice for the next Prime Minister, Rajiv Gandhi, son of Indira, grandson of Pandit Nehru.
Nothing is more important than the unity and integrity of our nation. India is indivisible. Secularism is the bedrock of our nationhood. It implies more than tolerance.
While a student at Cambridge, Rajiv had met Sonia, a young Italian. They married in India and had 2 children. Rajiv had no real wish to follow a political career, but he obeyed the wishes of his mother, Indira. In 1991, it was Rajiv's turn to be assassinated. His son Rahul and daughter Priyanka were too young to take over. And Sonia, his widow, wanted nothing to do with the political world which had killed her husband. It seemed like the end of the Nehru-Gandhi dynasty. The Congress party of Gandhi and Nehru entered a difficult period. At Ayodhya, a little town in the north, the Hindu nationalists found a way to bounce back and mobilize popular support. They incited the destruction of a mosque, which had been constructed during the 16th century at the birthplace of the Hindu god Ram. The Hindu extremists determined it necessary to burn down the mosque and to build a temple to the glory of the Hindu god Ram on the same site.
Gandhi believed in tolerance. He believed in a secular state in which the state would not be committed to any one particular religion, whereas the Hindu right felt that the nation state had to be rooted within religions which originated in India, namely within Hinduism.
Advani, the nationalist leader, inflamed the crowds of Hindus, crossing India in a Toyota transformed into a mythical Hindu chariot. Militants collected the sacred bricks with which they planned to construct the Ram temple once the mosque had been razed. This was unacceptable provocation for 12 million Indian Muslims. Advani's aggressive gamble became the central theme of Indian politics for 10 years. Because of this issue, Hindu nationalism found renewed success.